Joining Dave from the Department of Trade, Consumer Protection, DATCP. My friend Michael, he's back, DATCP.
You make me sound like a superhero. I love it. Keep going.
Yeah, what did you dress up for Halloween? DATCP.
DATCP. Still in uniform.
What is DATCP? Yeah, I know. What is it? Is it a suit? Is it a...
Yes, it's a big corn cob.
Oh, man. Michelle's not going to be happy with that response.
Probably
You're going to be in
not.
trouble. Well, today we're not here to talk about Halloween costumes. We're here to talk about Medicare open enrollment scams. Medicare open enrollment happens between October 15th and December 7th. For people not familiar with it, just in general statement, what are we talking about here as far as that open enrollment period? What's happening?
It's an opportunity for Medicare recipients to compare plans and make adjustments if needed based on their current lifestyle, health status, needs, finances, things like that.
And it's sort of like, think about your insurance. Like when you're resetting up that insurance every year, you have your choice to pick something different. And that's where things start to get interesting, because now we want you to put on that thinking cap, or that red flag, or that siren needs to go off when a scam is a brewing.
Unfortunately, we see this all the time. There's anything that's new or only time-based or limited time, scammers seize that opportunity to key in on that pressure and that limited opportunity to do things. And so one of the biggest scams we see is they're calling to verify eligibility, or they're saying, well, if you weren't paying attention to the fine print or you didn't know there was a change, so we need to verify eligibility. And then, of course, they ask for your personal information. And unknowingly, you might be giving up your Social Security number, or maybe your Medicaid number, or anything else that comes with it. And sometimes they'll even ask for your bank account information, because they're saying annually we need to verify that your you're currently using to receive your funds is active. And this is something we do every year, and blah, 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 blah. And they don't.
And right out of the gate there, what I hear is unwanted call, right? So is Medicaid, is your company going to call you? Did they call you on a regular basis?
If they weren't calling all year, they're not going to start calling right now during open enrollment.
Are you sure?
I can tell you definitively and with absolute confidence, Medicaid and Medicare are never going to call you asking for your personal information, your subscriber number, your bank account information, any of that.
Don't you think they can't now because of how much scamming goes on during this time? Like, they've pretty much been eliminated not to, because why would you trust that? At this day and age, why would you trust a phone call, an unwanted, unannounced phone call about something like this?
Oh, I think that applies to any industry.
It does. It really does.
It's made every single business and every single industry, and even benefits, good or bad, everyone is now succumbed to the unfortunate reality that scammers have exploited all of them. And so all of us cause pause. And even the things we talk about in the conversations I normally have, we're almost inclined just not to even answer the phone anymore. Or if somebody calls us, just be like, yeah, you're not real. When in reality, maybe they are.
It's kind of sad. Like, I'm at that point where I pick up the phone and just hang it up right away, because I'm like, well, first off, you're not calling me from South Dakota, I'm just, the office line. But yeah, it's frustrating. Another area to look at too, though, in the Medicare side of things here is told that you must sign up for Part D prescription drug plan. Yeah. That's the one that I think I hear the most on TV. Well, did you sign up for that Part D prescription plan?
Well, they take advantage of it because it's a voluntary sign-up. And so if they can get you to do that and thinking, well, this is an easy free service for you to sign up for, well, okay, what an easy pitch to get you in the door. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're talking about add-ons, additional services, things like that.
How about an alleged insurance agent or broker offers you a great deal on supplement insurance?
Well, it's a great opportunity for these scammers to call and say, hey, your Medicare is only going to cover X amount of your costs or your needs. And so we have this great deal to help you supplement that, which oftentimes, maybe it's real insurance. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but the coverage rarely meets the needs of the recipient that they're selling it to.
This next one, if I see somebody show up at my door, I'm like 100% upset at that point. Like, what are you doing at my door? You're saying door-to-door solicitors claiming to be Medicare staff show up? What?
They still do.
You're kidding.
There's still door-to-door sales.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we see it. And what they do is they represent that they're actually affiliated with Medicare. Oftentimes they say that, we're with the government, we're out here providing this resource, and we just need to verify some information, or we need to get you signed up because we saw that you weren't. And, unknowingly, you might think, oh, this might be happening, and you're actually kind of pleased that you don't have to wait on the phone line for a long time, or maybe you don't have to go online and try and navigate the paths of getting signed up, although it's very, very easy to do. But you're appreciative of the service and you succumb to it.
All right, bottom line here, there are things that Michael have shared here today that totally got to get you in that mode of thinking, hey, ask yourself twice, like, is it real? So your top 5, I've been making you like, hey, can you count these out for me?
Okay.
Give me your top 5. No, just overall, again, recapping here, when we're looking at this as a whole, what do we got to be, again, we got to stay on top of these things. You got some great tips here.
Well, the biggest one you touched on earlier is don't respond to these unanticipated initiated calls from somebody else. If it's Medicare or anyone else calling you out of the blue and they're telling you that they can do these things for you that seem too good to be true, or they're asking for your personal information, your financial information, your Social Security number, your Medicare number, any of these things that you typically would tie to your identity and or Medicare, just hang up. Just hang up and don't respond to any of that. The other one is, if you are looking into those things, understanding what service is being provided and whether or not you can just do that by yourself. And if you think so, just pause and then initiate that contact yourself.
It's like the cooling off period.
It's the cooling off period. We want everyone to cool off.
So it says DATCP on the front of your shirt and cool off on the back?
Wouldn't that be cool?
I just solved the problem here. Just saying.
I'll be in uniform next time.
I want the T-shirt from you. If people do want to learn more about this, or just verify, really, if you truly want to verify it for Medicaid, there actually is a number that you could call. And not, you've got that info on DATCP's website, but where can people find that information?
Oh, they can call 1-800-MEDICARE. To any of these questions or concerns that are getting called, that number is also 1-800-MEDICARE or 1-800-633-4227. Or if you want to give us a call at DATCP, at our hotline, we're happy to help you answer any questions that you might have about scams or maybe concerns that you think they were. And that's 1-800-422-7128. So again, call Medicare for your actual program questions. Call us about the scams.
Yeah, I think that's the best way. Reach out to them. If you're even thinking for a second that you got an issue here, call that directly and make them verify on their end too, just as much as you're trying to protect yourself. You can challenge them too.
Absolutely.
They should be ready for it.
They should be. And actually Medicare has a really, really great fraud prevention department. And so they're aware of all these things. And there's also a lot of support organizations. I was just at an event last week where I saw 3 different organizations where they're out with volunteers for the sole purpose of educating on Medicare fraud and all the different angles that it can take. And so absolutely, give them a call. They're out there to help. We'll make sure you get the right information.
And we're glad that we talk about it each and every year. It's probably like, why do you do this every year? But it's so important to continue to remind you, refresh you, keep you up to date on what's happening out there. And it's working. The scammers are getting through to people, and that's the scary part. And that's why we got to keep driving home that this is happening, and you got to protect yourself.
You do, and it's really important to recognize all the different angles that it can take. We're here talking about open enrollment and sign up and how they can call, but also throughout the year. Medicare doesn't just stop with the scams.
After December 7th,
right? It doesn't. Strangely, it doesn't. But there's so many different variations of these scams. And if you go to our website, we provide a lot of information on how those work, what you can look out for, and make sure that you don't fall for it.
Michael, thank you so much. Appreciate you answering all the tough questions today and giving the great resources. Check out the website, though, seriously, and report these scams, too. Don't forget to report those. DATCP, that's the website. Go now.